Welcome to the Maryland PTAC podcast, Assist and Win, where we showcase client success stories and feature procurement experts to help small business owners. I'm your host, Yasmin Razak, and I'm the Marketing and Training Coordinator at the PTAC. Today's guest is Keith Garner, who is the Vice President of BFG Enterprises, LLC, a woman-owned and service-disabled veteran-owned small business in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. BFG Enterprises is a reputable consulting firm that specializes in data management and identity, credentialing, access management, and management solutions and services. They've won numerous contract awards over the years, including a 5-year single award IDIQ contract for $27 million with Fort Knox Department of Army. Keith and his wife, AnJanette, work with their PTAC counselor, Richard Paden, on their government contracting goals. So thank you for joining us today, Keith.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today, Yasmin.
Okay, Keith, this is a huge win, 27 million. Wow, congratulations on the recent award with the Army. Please tell us a little bit about how that came about.
I honestly want to say that it was a team effort. We've actually developed a strong capture management team with working with our proposal writers and just the leadership. So we do a good job as far as scouring out there, trying to find opportunities that fit within the work that we're doing in the marketplaces. So we were able to actually find that, and a partner that was looking for a service disabled veteran-owned small business actually reached out to us, and they already had a lot of the information. They had the past performance, and they just needed a a certified service disabled veteran-owned small business to partner with them for us to win. So we put everything together and took about a little over 60 days waiting for the government to come back and make the award, but we're truly appreciative and truly excited about the opportunity.
Wow, that's great. And also shows the importance of networking and building partnerships with other businesses. So you know when these opportunities can arise for you.
Absolutely. Not just networking, because we've been networking for years. I mean, even when we were employees of other companies, we were networking. I believe developing a good reputation in a niche so people actually will trust the work that you do, because people know about you, but do they know good things about you, and do they trust your business to go out there and partner with their business so you can win work?
Absolutely. Yeah, your reputation is crucial. So let's go back a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your career background and how you became a government contractor.
The president, my wife, is she did 25 plus years in the Army. I did about five and a half years in the Navy. So my career was a little bit shorter than hers in the military. But what we did was, as she was retiring, we felt as if we could actually build something based off of my knowledge and experience, as well as her knowledge and experience. But coming out of the Navy, for me, I was very fortunate to get picked up by Booz Allen Hamilton, and I worked for Booz Allen Hamilton for about 14 years. And Booz Allen Hamilton actually taught me, which is a consulting firm, one of the oldest consulting firms in the world, really. They've been doing it for 100 plus years and doing it quite well. And Booz Allen actually takes you through the process of where they have a huge L&D, learning and development portfolio, where they actually they used to teach their employees. They still teach their employees. Fortunately, I came in at the time where they began to teach us how to do business, how to engage, how to build client relationship and manage those client relationships, how to go out there and develop opportunities, and seek out opportunities. And through that, over the 14 years, I was able to build teams as well as a good reputation. And I took that knowledge and understanding of business. We actually were fortunate to actually start our own and start building a brand within the marketplace for BFG Enterprises.
Okay, well, that's great. It's great that you were able to pick up so much knowledge once you'd come back into civilian life and use those skills to build your own business. So that kudos to you on that. So tell us a little bit about what BFG Enterprises does and what are some of the other notable contracts you've won over the years.
BFG Enterprises is, we pride ourselves on being strong at its core, a company that operates with integrity and honesty and fairness within the marketplace. And the niche as far as how we launched out our core competency, it was built upon identity, credentialing, and access management under the cybersecurity portfolio. When we started, we were able to partner with Booz Allen Hamilton at the Department of Homeland Security to design and build and implement and maintain a identity, credentialing, and access management service solution in their enterprise at intelligence and analysis component of DHS. So we took that ICAM solution, expanded out to the enterprise, scaled it to the enterprise, and then integrated it with the intelligence community. So from there, we were able to work with some of the best vendors, vendor solutions in the world, in the industry from an ICAM perspective, Radiant Logic, SailPoint. And with that being the case with our partners, we actually, BFG was successful in doing that, where we took that and our vendor partners liked the work that we were doing with their products and began to recommend us to other solution providers. And we were fortunate enough to get into the Department of Army, partnering with Microsoft, and then on an Army Enterprise IT as a Service solution. And on that program, we actually did identity as a service, been helping deliver identity as a service on an OTA. And then we also were recommended. Once again, I say recommended because this is your reputation. This is our reputation that has actually yielded us some good fruit, good opportunities. And Northrop Grumman, prior to them being purchased by Peraton, reached out to us to do for another Army solution, to do a AKL Army Knowledge Online ICAM modernization. So, and we were actually doing the federated identity solution for that standpoint. So we actually tore it down and began to build it back up, design and build it back up in a cloud space. So those are two of the prominent things that we were able to do, aside from being subcontractors on some other opportunities within DHS. Just our ability to deliver has afforded us other opportunities where we actually got into doing data analytics. Now we're doing predictive analysis and AI and using AI tools. So those things, our reputation, our ability to deliver has garnered us a good reputation in the marketplace as a small business. And now it's affording us more and more opportunities to be able to partner with companies and be successful in delivering on those solutions. So, and that's afforded us those opportunities. And as we've developed that track record within the Department of Army, now within the Department of Army, we're getting other opportunities. Hence, our first prime contract at Fort Bragg doing ID card services, which actually is in line with identity and access management. So we actually have one of the largest ID card facilities on the East Coast for the Department of Army, where we're actually servicing the entire Fort Bragg community, which is more than almost 70,000 people, active duty retirees, dependents, Navy reservists. So, and now we've spanned out into the Department of Army, found another opportunity based off of reputation, based off of our ability to deliver meet our deliverables in a timely manner with the good CPARs, managing the contract. And now we have the opportunity to actually work with the Casualty Assistance Support Services Program at Fort Knox.
That's impressive. You mentioned some big names there, and obviously you have a structure in place to maintain a pipeline of opportunities, which is amazing to hear and will be inspiring to people listening to this interview. Now, could you talk about some of the career challenges that you've overcome and just briefly how you did that?
I would say for me, the career challenge was probably just making sure that I found my place in the market. You know, the biggest thing is just making sure that you know and understand who you are and your value and your worth. That's not on anyone else but yourself. So the challenges that I had to overcome is just making sure that I remained true to myself so I could actually continue to chart my course and chart my path. And it's within Booz Allen how through the years, you have performance evaluations. They call them assessments, annual assessments. And as a leader, I did them on my staff. And as a follower, they were performed on me. And so as a leader, as a manager, I had to actually sit down and provide some guidance or professional development for my staff, my team members, and my leaders did the same for me. So one thing that I had to do is I had to make sure that whatever professional development that was being given to me actually aligned with the goals that I had for myself. So I think the biggest career challenge is making sure that that I wasn't following someone else's ideas and dreams and goals for myself, but also ensuring that I was gleaning and getting as much of the information and knowledge and the training, being empowered and equipped to do those things so I could pursue those things and not just pursue, but actually obtain and have the success that I was seeking.
You could almost be a motivational speaker for government contractors. You know that. So we've talked about your strategy, how you find your pipeline of opportunities, all the relationships you've built. You've been with the PTAC for about 3 years.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about how your PTAC counselor, Richard, has sort of guided you in your journey, and also why you would recommend that other small businesses use the PTAC services?
Absolutely. Richard is great. And I'll tell you, he's a wealth of information. I love talking to him because you're able to get so much information from him. And a lot of times I talk to him, I don't really have a set agenda when I talk to him. Sometimes, a lot of times I just talk to him just to keep in touch with him. And in that conversation, he begins to release pearls of wisdom. So for me, for us, what we've done is we've tried to develop the good relationship, a mentoring relationship. So even as we present opportunities or have some questions or challenges within certifications, within our challenges within SBA, or VA, we know we've established a relationship, a rapport with him, and he knows and understands our business and understands the things that we have. So from there, it's easier for him to give us the wisdom and the guidance. So I think with any relationship, you have to be consistent. And through that consistency, we develop a trust. We develop an understanding between one another. And so one of the things that I think that we've been able to do over these years with Richard is actually just develop that trust and get to know one another. And as he shares information, we're taking those notes down. And he's giving some recommendations, providing suggestions, giving advice. He's given us the guidance and the wisdom to procure opportunities. And, I think that the relationship has matured and evolved to where if you are seeking, if you're a business, small business, and you're just looking for someone to bring opportunities to you, then I don't think, and you're really not going to be successful in the industry. But if you really want to get some knowledge and understanding of how government contracting works, how to develop relationships, how to leverage relationships, how to leverage information and opportunities, then PTAC, definitely connect with PTAC and their counselors, because their knowledge and their resources extend far greater than what you would even imagine. Like, as I stated before, I worked for Booz Allen Hamilton for 14 years, but that's a large business and a multi-billion-dollar business. But as a small business, you don't have access to those resources that large businesses do. By connecting with PTAC, you get access to a lot of the different resources that large businesses already have in-house, but you can actually have a lot of the resources as a small business and not have to pay for those things.
Well, thank you for those kind words, Keith. Okay, so what advice would you give other business owners on what to focus on in the government contracting world? If you could tell them to focus on one thing, what do you think is most important?
I believe focusing on your market and your niche. I think that's probably the best thing. Focus on your market and your niche. Understand who you are, understand the value that you bring. Pick one market that you're in and begin to build that market. As I stated, I mean, we started at DHS, and the only reason why we took that out of DHS is because people began to recommend us outside of DHS. But learn how to build and grow in the environment, in the garden that you're in, and focus on that one thing. Excellent advice, Keith. And as we wrap this up, I would like to ask you, what is in the future for BFG Enterprises? What's in the future? Well, hopefully we will be receiving our 8A certification very soon, and hopefully we will be able to win our desire is to actually win a GWAC, IDIQ GWAC, as well as a DWAC. So that's really what's in our future over the next 12 to 18 months, to put ourselves in position as an 8A, as a woman-owned service, woman-owned small business, as well as a service-disabled small business, to partner, but to begin to trend in the marketplace, in the various areas that we support. Well, based on what you've told us today, I have every confidence in you achieving those goals. So thank you for spending time with us today, Keith, and we wish you continued success. Thank you so much.